What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of All Things Super. I am one of your hosts, Spider, back again, and I am joined, as always, by the one, the only, Mr. VIP, Frankie Washington. How are you doing today, sir?
I am infinitely awesome. I don't know if the audio came through right on that one or not, but I felt it.
We got the awe, and then the louder you got, the lower your volume went.
It's probably for the best. Probably for the best for everybody to know. It's a quiet awesomeness, warm in the summertime.
I was going to say it's a quiet storm, but I guess
it's warm in the summer.
Being warm in the summertime we're not in summer anymore. It's officially fall.
Who fell?
The seasons?
They need to be more careful. They do this shit every year, Spider. I don't know what the hell going on. When you gonna learn? Every year you fall.
Every year you fall.
You need to slow down. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
The years stop coming Spider, and they don't stop coming. What's up?
If you ever was wondering what was missing in your days, it's us! Yeah! The favorite part of the week is here.
Oh, yeah.
You just clicked on something. Yeah, well, hey, it's kind of like an infection that won't go away.
I don't like that analogy. I don't like that analogy.
It's kind of like something that lives with you.
If that's the case, then people will try to get rid of us. Nobody wants an infection.
Zombies do.
I don't think they want it either. It just happened.
Isn't brains infectious?
The brains itself is not infectious. They got the infection from somebody else. They didn't want it. I don't think there's ever been a case where somebody say, I want to be a zombie.
There's people that love the zombie apocalypse and they want that to happen.
No, because
they're the supervillains.
Because I think humanity in and of itself, we all have because it's been glorified in the media so long, we all have this hero complex because we all think that at some point we will be the one to save the day because we want to be glorified. I think humanity as a personality, we want to be glorified. We want to be appreciated. So we have these delusions that if a zombie apocalypse were to erupt, that we would be the ones.
They're going to be the ones.
Yeah, we'll be the ones. Yeah, we'll be that guy. I'll let you know.
The guy that died first.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, you will not be that guy. I know I would not be that guy. I'm
that guy that's going to push you down.
But then how far will you get after that, though?
Not far, because someone else is going to push me down. There'll be a lot of pushing going on, I can guarantee it. And a lot of downs will be happening. Now, I will not stay down, but I will fall down.
It depends on what kind of zombies there are, because there are different types of zombies.
There are different kinds of zombies. If you
have those Walking Dead just shambling zombies, yeah.
You know what?
What's up?
The old zombies used to say brains. Yep. I've noticed in zombie evolution, nobody says brains anymore.
Because I think
they took away the concept of zombies eating brains to get like neurological shocks to keep themselves going. Now they just exist.
It's just a cannibalistic behavior,
infectious thing
that they just want to consume, and not necessarily it matters what part. But I think because the literal definition of a zombie is a reanimated corpse, then I think that they wouldn't have the brain activity to be able to formulate coherent words and phrases. But like I said, there are different types of zombies because there are zombies that we've seen in different forms of media where they have been capable of learning. So
you're talking about the I Am Legend zombies,
right?
Yeah.
So who's to say that at some point they couldn't, talk,
formulate sentences, become alien species that kind of terraform other planets because intelligent, they learn how to talk. So Solomon Grundy got intelligent at some point.
I don't think there's ever been
evolution
a portrayal of a film or TV show where zombies actually took over. And like to the point to where they formulate or they form their own civilization.
Are you pitching, sir? Are you pitching?
That's for another show. That's for another show. We'll cut that out if we need to. If you see a big jump in this video, don't worry about it.
Hey, we're coming live from the future. This is the future. I need you guys to see this.
Just disregard.
Look at what's happening.
This concept art right there.
What? They're here?
I'm joking.
I'm damn near got naked for the fans. I'm damn near got naked for the fans. Well, somebody needs it.
Somebody does, maybe. But if that person is you, let us know in the comments. But if you don't know what this is all things super. Wherever we be taking pieces.
We're not infected.
We are not infected.
We are not infected. Just want to clear that up right now.
But we take a piece of superpower TVs, movies, TV shows, movies, even trailers. We watch them, we break them down, we react to them, we review them, and we ask the question, is it super?
It's a simple question. It's not complicated. It's so easy. An insurance spokesperson can do it.
But if you like that, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Oh man, I forgot the whole run and everything.
It's like riding a bike.
It's like riding a
without pedals. Toddler stuff. Toddler stuff. It's like toddler stuff.
I'm pretty sure toddlers have pedals too.
No, the new bikes now don't have pedals.
How do you not have pedals on the bike?
It is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Google this thing. It's a toddler's bike that has no pedals. It's supposed to teach you how to balance yourself. I don't see how, but it's existing, and somebody's making money off it because it's a free bike training bike for your toddler.
Well, you know what they say.
So they could get used to walking with a bicycle between their legs with no pedals. This is a real thing, Spider. I'm trying to put you on.
It makes no sense to me, but I understand
Christmas. Everyone's getting one.
But like they say, if it's a dumb idea and it works, it's not a dumb idea.
If it teaches toddlers how to ride bikes, which I can't see how it does, because once you introduce these two pedals,
and then you're not on the ground anymore, that balance is a whole different thing.
And you got this mechanism that you got to figure out. But hey, Mom said you got to have it because it's good for your, cognitive thinking and equilibrium of balance of not really know.
I guess. I don't know. But subscribe to the channel, follow us on social media, all of that stuff.
Yeah, it's our show. Just make it up as you go along. It's okay. But at this point, you're locked in. If you're watching at this point, you're here.
If you got through all of that and you're still interested in what we have to say, I'm sorry.
Welcome to the show, because clearly you're new. And for us that know who we are, I miss y'all. Welcome back.
But we are back because we have some brand new content.
Wait a minute, Spider. If you're going to say it like that, they're going to wonder, well, where did it go? Why were they back? And I want you guys to know that's not a question that we're going to answer on this episode. So you better hit the subscribe button.
If you are curious,
the question we was working on besides this new merch. Spider, show me the merch.
All the way down.
Oh, wow. See, Spider almost got naked now. This is going to be an OnlyFans show in a minute.
They can only see from here on up. So
you got to subscribe and pay for that, Discord to see the bottom down.
Look, we're not getting
Spider 2025. We're going to do something strange with some change.
I can neither confirm nor deny that. But anyway, we had a new trailer drop today, a teaser trailer that dropped for a new property that's coming out. They can't see it yet because I hid it from them.
Oh.
But they probably saw it in the title though, so but it really don't make any reason. It makes no sense.
Thumbnails! How dare you? Thumbnail expose what's behind the curtain.
You already know what it is.
Thumbnail.
We are going to be reacting to the brand new teaser trailer for Marvel Studios Thunderbolts with an asterisk.
Wait a minute. Thunderbolts is because the name is going to change with the asterisk, right?
I don't.
Is that the whole thing with the asterisk? Well, why do we put an asterisk by the name?
I vaguely remember an interview where Kevin Feige said that we will find out why there's the asterisk in the movie.
it's a placeholder. It's a not the permanent name. This asterisk is a placeholder.
Possibly.
Okay. Let's talk about the MCU real quick.
Okay. Let's talk about the MCU.
Everybody knows that we don't hold punches on our show. We say what it is. That's what it is. It is what it is. For the people that's new.
Yeah, for the people that are brand new. Yeah, we don't
hold punches on our show. And I don't always wear these glasses. I did this for
you're in for a treat because this is a one-time thing.
Maybe more than once,
but you're getting exclusive the first time.
I love y'all guys. So the MCU, and I tried to hold a list purposefully. The MCU has been on a downswing. Listen, it's no secret. They came out after the Infinity Saga. Is it fair to say just losing? I'm talking about bomb after bomb after.
No, I don't think that's fair. They had
some hits.
I don't think that's fair to say.
Some hits. WandaVision was a hit.
I would say that
Loki was a hit.
So here's the thing. What do you
Moon Knight I'll even give because of the duration of what I've seen that came after Moon Knight. By comparison to that, I'll even say Moon Knight was a hit.
So the thing about it is, what do you quantify as being a bomb? When you say that it bombed?
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion was absolutely a bomb. It was not the bomb. It was a bomb.
I am comparing Catwoman, Halle Berry, and Secret Invasion right now. That's where we are
on par.
They are so similar.
If that is the level, are you saying that that's the threshold, or are we saying that's the low end? Because if that's a threshold, there was nothing else that was that bad after Infinity Saga.
That's what I'm saying.
They definitely hit a new low with Secret Invasion. Yes.
But there was no reason. Don Cheadle, phenomenal actor. Samuel L. Jackson, phenomenal actor. You put them together, there's nothing you could tell me in that one scene where they killing it.
Yeah.
Story-wise, you have an invasion of an alien species that can shapeshift. You can't trust anybody.
Right.
Because you don't know who anybody is. Plus, the goal is to make them superhuman shapeshifters. Like, you already seen what it was Nick Fury's boss name? Played by
Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah, what was his name?
God, I don't know.
Talos.
The character name was Talos. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I want because I know Ben. Mendelsohn. Okay, so Talos is there, telling you there's like 1 million scrolls on the planet. So there's like so much precedence of story to be told here over time. Quite honestly, because again, anybody could be a scroll.
Right.
Not only did they drop the ball shattered, and they got barefoot, naked on the floor and started dancing the Macarena before they started doing like Jewish foot river dance stomp on the glass. You think Moon Knight was something when Ethan was walking with the glass in the sandal? I'll use his real name. But,
right. Oh, yeah.
Walking with the glass in the sand. This is dancing on glass. That's how bad the story was. Like, y'all dropped the ball, kicked the ball, broke your toe, tried to walk it out, and kicked it again for no reason. And you're like, why does it hurt? Because you kicked it. Y'all did this. MCU is at a low. The question that I have for you, Spider, before we even get into this trailer, looking at the success of Deadpool and Wolverine, they recently dropped Agatha Hart all along. With the success of the, what was that they just recently did before the Deadpool drop?
Before Deadpool and Wolverine,
yes,
was, God, what was it? Because we're talking early 2024, late 2023.
Yes. Loki season 2.
Yes. Yeah, because that was the last thing that came out before then.
Are they back? Is the MCU back? Are we racing it all on Deadpool and Wolverine? Because that's clearly over $1 billion. So let's, again, we keep it real here. Is it backed by a financial stance? Everybody knew it was Deadpool 3 was going to do $1 billion. When you brought Hugh Jackman back, that was an easy slam dunk. Look, and I'm not taking away from nothing because you still could have botched it. Storyline was decent enough that it made sense enough. It was a quick, don't get too boggled down with everything else that's going on in the MCU. This is this guy, this is what he want, this is who this is, and it's nostalgia because there's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But at the same time, that is Deadpool 3. $1 billion.
Right.
Is the MCU back though? Is they back to quality content that's coming through that families are getting together to leave the house to go and see? Everybody loved Ryan Reynolds. Everybody loved Hugh Jackman. That was an easy $1 billion. You put those guys together, they're best friends in real life. Easy win. Good storyline. Couldn't really mess it up because, again, the team was already proven. Deadpool 1, by extension, Deadpool 2-ish. Everybody loves certain things, elements, so, they could have lost their way. We've seen it happen with Taika Waititi and Thor 4. But they came back with a solid enough movie to make $1 billion. Is MCU back?
So I'm glad you brought up Thor 4 because regardless of the phase that the MCU has been in, there's always been highs and there have been lows. There's always been movies that were reviewed more favorably by critics than other movies. True. But I do admit that there have been post-Endgame, there have been a greater number of lower rated projects coming from the MCU. And we've talked about this before, how the Disney and the MCU started prioritizing quantity over quality, where we started getting 5-6 projects in a year. But as we saw,
it was stupid. It was only 5-6 episodes. Some crazy nonsense like that. We got a 3-episode special. Like, who asked for this?
Because you see, to think about it is, and as we saw with a lot of these CEOs for these companies who see these projects as cash grabs, and if it's not going to make money, then they're not going to worry about it. As we saw with Warner Brothers and how they completely destroyed the DCEU and subsequently all of the other films that they had in the DC lineup outside of the Batman and the Batman projects that they've been having coming out.
Kevin Feige is out here making this look easy. Clearly it's not. It is.
Nobody else has done it to date.
Nobody else has done a crossover multiverse successfully, even though it has its ups and downs with its, excuse me, that's the sound. That's the sound.
But even post Endgame, because if you look at the projects that have come out post Endgame, and I just looked up Phase 5, we've had Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumaniac. Well, technically, because after Endgame was Phase 4, right? Didn't Phase 4 start?
After Endgame started, they said, well, here's the thing.
Yeah, Infinity Saga.
Phase 4 was supposed to start with, listen, the multiverse is weird, okay? We understand that, and we're clearly living in it because the Phase 4, remember, COVID hit, but everything got rearranged. It's like Marvel got slapped in the face.
Yeah.
like not just a regular slap, like power slap. If you guys don't know what that is, go ahead and look that up. But power slap, Marvel got slapped in the face and it stumbled.
Yeah,
But
because
the
if you
question
look
now is
at
it finding its way?
Phase 4 had Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, Thor Love and Thunder, and Black Panther Wakanda Forever, as far as movies were concerned. As far as TV shows were concerned, we had WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, What If, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, and She-Hulk. So, like I said, and this was in the span of this was in the span of 2 years. Because we had COVID happen 2020, so most of the stuff, nothing really came out.
Marvel is the hero.
So we're talking 2021, 2022. In 2 years, you had all these projects come out. Now,
and I'm thankful for all of them.
We are very thankful, but as we talked about before, yes, the quality of some of these projects, because of having to shuffle things around because of COVID, having to change storylines because of COVID, as we saw with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they took a big sort of sickness, infection storyline out of the show because they didn't want it to feel too similar to what was happening in real life. The planning of Loki and WandaVision not coming out when they were originally scheduled to change things because of the pandemic. Black Widow being released only on Disney Plus extremely hurt the financial profits of that movie.
Well, that's not the only reason.
Well, no. Well, we can't say
it was over edited, and
and exactly, and so
the
all of that
didn't really dive into
all of that factoring into what happened with COVID. We don't know, had COVID not happened, we don't know what the Black Widow movie would have been like had it been shot, like they were normally planning on shooting it and releasing it in the theaters. But all that's to say, between Phase 4 and Phase 5, where we got, because we had Multiverse of Madness, and then in Phase 5 we had our Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, we had Guardians of the Galaxy 3, the Marvels, and then Deadpool and Wolverine. And then as far as TV shows, we had Loki season 2, we've had What If season 2, and this is not talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special and Werewolf by Night and all of that, but we've also had Secret Invasion, we had Echo, and now we have Agatha all along. Now, all of these titles that I have just named between Phase 4 and Phase 5, again, there have been some that were good, there have been some that were great, there have been some that
some that didn't even come out that they said they were going to give us, like Ironheart and Armor Wars, and
things that got pushed back, and things get shuffled around, and things that
Nova,
got scrapped.
And they didn't say Nova, and
we don't know what's happening with Blade. I don't even know if Blade has a director now.
There's only one Blade. There's only going to ever be one Blade. Just know that.
And then they throw that into the movie, so we don't know what's happening.
Have Ryan Reynolds look at the screen like, like, I don't know now.
Yeah. So, but all that's being said is that as far as Marvel or the MCU being back, I personally never thought that the MCU was gone. I never really thought that the MCU lost it, because if you are watching this, you want to go back to our previous episodes. One of the things that I've always said is that Kevin Feige and all of the showrunners, the producers, all of the people over at Marvel, they have a plan. Maybe the way that the plan gets executed doesn't happen in the best way all the time, but I know that there is a plan for all of these characters to come together. We see as an audience
inside of She-Hulk. That's what exactly the AI Kevin said. He said some things will do better than others, and they're gonna keep going. So.
Right. And so we, as an audience, we see things that get changed up in rewrites. We get see things that were chopped up, different scenes that we felt could have been better. They go to the editing room floors. We see production companies get production companies intervene and all this other kind of stuff. So we as an audience don't know exactly what the directors or the writers' original vision was for a lot of these films, but we get to see the end product of what happens with budget cuts. If a production studio runs out of budget and they have to make shortcuts, so we see things that happen when your writers don't watch the preceding material, in the case of
What
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness,
hell?
and they never even watch
Now,
WandaVision to see
I'm gonna
this
stop
story.
right there because everybody gives Kevin Feige a pass. I am going to acknowledge something really fast and say, for the man that was adamant about getting comic books to Hugh Jackman on the set of X-Men so he can understand the character better, how could you allow these new directors, producers, executives to okay on a vision and not do the homework or not do the previous watching? Hey, WandaVision was not just a show. WandaVision was almost a movement. Like, that was one of the shows that everybody kind of rallied behind.
That was honestly the show that kind of popularized Disney Plus, because that was the first, because before
it was the first show after the Disney Vault was done.
Right.
The Disney Vault was released on Disney Plus. You had everything from Oswald to Mickey Mouse to Cinderella. Everything was on the Vault, and people enjoyed being able to catalog through the Vault because, again, this was the stuff that you did not have access to.
Right.
But you could only watch so much Lizzie McGuire, you could only watch so much That's So Raven, and you were running out of stuff to watch. When WandaVision came in, everyone gravitated toward it, and it was enjoyable enough for everyone to be rallied behind Wanda. For you to not have do the homework, I don't see how Kevin Feige would allow that. I just don't see it. And maybe I'm giving him a pass because I just don't see the characteristic in the man to do.
No, and
knowing what he's done in X-Men, knowing what he's done with the comic books and Hugh Jackman, and trying to get that understanding about that dialogue or the source material.
And I absolutely don't feel that he should get a pass, because even if he delegated the oversight of Multiverse of Madness to some other producers or anything, I feel like they should also, along with Feige, should know better because of everything that's gone on thus far in the MCU. You can't go from Iron Man 1 to Iron Man 2 and then into Avengers, and then in Iron Man 3 have Tony Stark be a completely different person, because the disconnection between the two properties, it shouldn't matter whether you have different writers or different directors, because it's all, like we've talked about before, it's all under the same universe, because it should be a prerequisite. If you are coming into a project, you're doing a Falcon and Winter, we're talking about the Thunderbolts, right? You're doing the Thunderbolts. Every single one of these characters have been in a previous MCU property. So your first responsibility coming onto this project is to be, or should be, that you have to watch, you have to learn,
that they were
you have to understand these characters from their previous iterations.
Because from the audience aspect, we're picking up from when we seen them last.
Exactly.
Now, if you're going to continue that storyline, you can have things that could have happened off screen,
right?
But we need to address those things because we don't know what happened off screen. The MCU is known for doing that. You'll catch up with a character, and a lot has happened off screen, so you got to catch up.
You take Falcon and the Winter Soldier, for example. For all of the faults that show had in the story and the antagonists and everything that they went through, you take the character of both Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes. Having us follow those character journeys into where they were when we left them in Endgame. At the end of Endgame, Sam now has a shield. He's Captain America. Bucky has left Wakanda because he went to Wakanda, to be able to get his mind right, because he had been brainwashed under the Winter Soldier program. And we got to see the internal struggles of a newly appointed Captain America and how the public perceives him now, because he's not Steve Rogers, but now he's all, he's a black man with the stars and stripes. But we also get to see Bucky. That scene where Io told him that he was free of his programming, like he was completely done, and the tears in this man's face, and it's like, you felt that emotion, and you and you get to see Bucky trying to atone for the things that he's done wrong. Like, his best friend is a man whose son he's killed, and he can't bring himself to tell him that information because this man is just so he's a kind man, and he knows how much it would break this man's heart to admit that he's the reason that his son is dead, and being able to follow that journey. Like, if it was just honestly a show following Sam and following Bucky as they were trying, becoming Captain America and Bucky trying to atone, and them having that little therapy part.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
This is where they dropped the ball. You did it off screen. We were invested.
Because we had to wrap it up into 8 episodes.
And that's why I want to slap the
power slap
all out of Marvel. Just power slap you out of Marvel, because again, you have your highs and lows, but at the same point, you're doing this to yourself. But here's the thing. Here's where Kevin Feige genius does come in. And I'll admit this. I'll admit it. I never met the man, but I can spot genius. He's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about any of it. Because inside the chaos, just like you're doing with the brothers that are coming, the Russos, inside the chaos, they'll navigate a storyline, same like they did with the Infinity Saga. So there's a multiversal storyline involved, though it has shifted from Kang clearly to Doom. They're going to try to show you how it was Doom all along, manipulating things. Or if they don't do that, there's going to be a lot of exposition that they're going to have to get out. And the fact that Robert Downey Jr., spoiler alert, in real life, Robert Downey Jr. is playing Dr. Doom. If you guys are watching our show, you clearly watch the genre, so you clicked on here because you saw the thumbnail. So you're not afraid to know that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Dr. Doom. That has to get explained. You can't just throw that away and say, multiverse. No, people are going to wonder why Iron Man is wearing green instead of red and gold. They want to know, why is he wearing a cape? Why is he not Tony Stark? You're going to have to explain that. There's no getting around that. It's not a throwaway thing. And if they do treat it as a throwaway thing, I won't say it'll be the end of Marvel, but I want to power slap the snot out of Marvel. That's all I'm saying, Spider. I'm just telling you what the cup is saying.
Yeah. Oh, that's what the cup is saying? Is the cup's word, not yours?
Oh, faithful.
But and I know we kind of got away from your original question, but do I think that the MCU is back? Like I said, I don't think the MCU really ever left, but I do think that with their priorities shifting.
Well, wait a minute, Spider, because I'm going to address the elephant in the room. You say that they never left, but creatively, they took the face of the company off. Well, he decided to retire. And again, we never really understand why they decided to retire instead of just saying, I want to take some time off. Because clearly that's what happened. And he's coming back to one of the largest projects. Not to mention he's gone off and done other great things like win Academy Awards and things like that. And it's like, yeah, I'll come back and play your Iron Man. Sure, why not? Because I'm going to get paid a hefty salary. But the question is, was Marvel just to a point that they couldn't figure it out? Let's get Downey back if we're going to let's get him back. Let's just bring back everybody. And if you ain't that Scarlett Johansson is not going to come back in Secret Wars in some shape, form, or fashion, you're crazy.
With the announcement that RDJ is coming back as Doctor Doom, then no, I don't think that anything is off the table as far as characters or actors coming back to reprise their old characters or even new characters. Because if RDJ can come back as Doctor Doom, then who's to say that, you know, somebody else can't come back as another superhero? It's like you say, it's a multiverse. There are variants. We've seen that anybody can be anybody. But
I want to see Jasper Fitwell come back. That's what I want back.
That's out of everybody, that's who you want to see come back.
He was the first connective tissue in the MCU.
Was he the first? I don't think he was the first. I think Stan Lee was the first connective tissue in the MCU.
Yes, because you saw him in Avengers sitting at a desk. You saw him in the Avengers at a desk.
Yeah, but even before we got to Avengers, we had Stan Lee.
I saw that guy. Oh, come on. You know, you just know replacing the great Stan Lee. I tear up every time I see his cameo. No, I miss Stan Lee.
Well, and then technically, not even Stan Lee. The first connective tissue of the MCU was Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury.
Wait, hold on. I love Sam Jackson. What? What are you talking about?
Sam Jackson.
What are you talking about? Because he showed up at the end of
because he showed up at the end of Iron Man and he says that I have a proposition for you. I'm putting together a team. And then Tony Stark from there went to talk to Thaddeus Ross at the end of The Incredible Hulk.
Which made no sense whatsoever at all. Because
did it not?
Well, Tony Stark doesn't work for S.H.I.E.L.D. So why would he be putting the team together? Which is interesting because they damn near killed Iron Man when he was in those turbines, but he did upgrade their system after he got a close look to it.
Well, I mean, they didn't kill him. It was the attack on a helicarrier that almost killed him. And Steve's inability to be able to get to the switching time.
He is Captain America.
He can do this all day, but it just might take him a minute.
All right. So you didn't really say that they're back. You said they never left, but I'm saying
I'm saying
they never left, but they sure did take a Kaepernick.
I am saying what I'm saying is that they were their failure was their failures were a product of their own design in the MCU because you take 10 years of content and culminated into the Infinity War Endgame, you know, dual film experience. Situation. Because you can't have one without the other. You can't have them being blipped and not without coming back.
Big words.
But
this is big for somebody now.
Because that was an event. That was something that was 10 years in the making. And normally, if you have something like that, you have a franchise that culminates into something like that, then you end it. Everybody goes their separate ways. Stories are done. But the MCU had the monumental task of trying to continue on and create not necessarily create another Avengers level threat, but to keep the universe going. And when you take all of these big name characters that we've all come to grow and love, and we take them out and we're saying, but hey, these new guys are going to be just as great, then
and not give us the content to make us fall in love with them to see how great they are.
Exactly. They stepped away from what made the initial Infinity Saga so special to begin with, because they started operating on the premise of, you know this already, so we can just jump into the story. Because we take, because you look at the number of origin stories that we had leading up to the first Avengers, of course, and then introducing these additional characters. We had Guardians of the Galaxy. We had, you know, Doctor Strange come in. We've had, you know, Ant-Man come in. All of these origin stories, and now we're getting origin stories into TV shows. But in a TV show, you're still trying to tell this whole entire story to make the bad guy, the antagonist, this big threat, but it's still at the same time we're still trying to learn about the character, and when we don't get that time to
less
even learn about the character,
characters too,
and less popular characters, and the reason that we were able to get the MCU in the beginning is because the characters that Marvel had left over were already the lesser popular characters as far as comics were concerned. We didn't have Spider-Man. We didn't have the Fantastic Four. We didn't have the X-Men.
No.
And so
Iron Man was not the flagship guy.
No.
I was an Iron Man fan, and I was like, I hate that everybody else is an Iron Man fan, because he was a guy that nobody even knew about. He didn't even like him, because I thought he's a genius in the suit, keeping up with Thor and this guy that's got super soldier serum in his blood, and
but I mean,
this guy that turns into a Hulk and you can't stop him. And it's like
it's the Batman.
I'm a man in the suit.
It's the Batman.
Exactly.
It's Batman.
That's exactly why I like Batman, because I can't be an alien from another planet.
Right.
I never got bit by a radioactive spider. This is a regular guy. Now, granted, they retcon a lot of stuff because he's a genius, and he's Batman's a genius too, in a sense, and Batman has photographic memory, and all that stuff was kind of weaved in. World's greatest. Well, he was always the world's greatest detective, but all that stuff was,
the different martial arts training that he has. Different
over time, that kind of
Tony Stark never did that.
Nope.
Tony Stark never went away to learn different forms of martial arts. Tony Stark never went in to investigate, street level crimes or anything like that.
Hell no. He's shooting missiles out his forearms. And I was like, I'm in. This dude can't get hurt. He's in a suit. Oh, he's rich as shit. Oh, wow. He sleeps with women. Oh, wow. Why do you not like this guy? Yes, he makes a living by selling weapons, but he made the ultimate weapon that's a body. Look, they got people trying to make Iron Man suits in real life right now.
Oh, yeah.
He was, but before
it was before the MCU.
Guy.
No, it was not like that. But like you said, now they're taking even lesser known characters in Ant-Man and the Wasp and in Shang-Chi, and and then that spun into
Shang-Chi was not an A-list character. I don't know what anybody says. He wasn't. He's a master of martial arts, but they did clever casting, and they made a decent movie until you got to the few lasers and dragons and nonsense.
That CGI fest at the end of it.
Man,
but
I wish
but
I was enjoying the movie.
Even just going into all of that, like I said, but it started becoming the studio saying, okay, well, we need more Marvel, because they felt that the audience wanted more. And it's not that we wanted more. It's not that we didn't want more, but it's not that we wanted more characters, more shows, more movies. What we wanted was more substance. We wanted more connection. We wanted more emotional resonance with the characters, not just more shows throwing all of this stuff at us. But And again, the reason why I say that I don't feel like the MCU never left is because in the midst of all of the Eternals and the Black Widows, we still had the Lokis. We still had the WandaVisions. We still had Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 show up in there.
But here's the thing too that nobody really pays attention to. In time, we were gonna grow to appreciate.
Exactly, because the same thing happened with Avengers Age of Ultron. People hated Age of Ultron when it came out. But now, looking back at it now, they're like...
Yeah, because we had Secret Invasions.
Exactly.
So by comparison, you're going to be like,
well, not bad.
I love Age of Ultron. When Wanda ripped his heart out, like, why does that work? But whatever. It's better than Secret Invasion.
but going back to my point of what was happening with just MCU as a whole is that the public's expectations, and the reason I say that they're a failure as a device of their own design, the public expectations got so high because they saw like Infinity War and Endgame, monumental. Nobody, I outside of people nitpicking about certain things, overall those two movies are extremely enjoyable.
What you're saying is exactly what you're saying. It's their own fault because they set the table,
yeah,
and then they dress the table, and then they served. But after seeing an award-winning formula that clearly went a billion, and we'll even sneak and throw another one in between there and have that clear a bit Captain Marvel,
right?
Still, you know the formula, but you say everything that we just did. Yeah, we're not gonna do that again. Let's
exactly.
give them a
so
break
that's what I'm
from
saying.
the formula. But this is why I again tell you what Kevin Feige genius is, because he's going to implement the formula again, and it's going to be like Marvel's back. It's a billion. They done made $3 billion just in 2 years, and it's like
it's a perfect storm when it came to Deadpool and Wolverine, because you take the passion behind the project that Ryan Reynolds brings to it. We take the opportunity.
I think that's what stands out more than anything else, the passion that Ryan Reynolds has for the character.
Yeah.
The fact that he leaked, listen, somebody who knows who could it ever possibly be that leaked that Deadpool footage. I saw that footage, and I was like, if they don't make this movie, they're crazy. I literally said that to myself. That trailer leakage was like confirmation that if you don't like money, stay away from this project. And when they made that first movie and recreated the scene in the trailer, I said, I don't know who's involved in this.
But and then that wasn't even MCU. That was all Fox.
No, but I said, I don't know who's involved in this, but I said, clearly they know what they're doing. Let them cook. Let them do what they're doing.
Getting into the whole Fox and Sony of it all, that's a whole different conversation.
Okay, well, we don't have to open that can of
no, because that'll
unemployment.
That'll be a whole nother discussion.
That's like a void. That's like a void that doesn't even exist anymore. Just somewhere on the cutting room floor.
But it all boils down to, like I said, there's no shortage of blame to go around when it came to the beginning of the end of phase 4 going into phase 5, because there were a lot of balls being dropped. There were a lot of bags being fumbled. We saw that there was a rush to put all of this stuff out, because we see the if you go back and you look at San Diego Comic-Con 2010, and look at the slate of Marvel movies that were coming out and when they were explaining phase 2, right?
Yeah.
And you saw Guardians of the Galaxy, you saw maybe 2 other movies within a 2-year time span.
Yeah.
And you look at the Marvel the Comic-Con from like 2021, right?
Okay.
When you have this timeline that has like 10 to 12 properties on it from 2022 to 2024.
A lot different.
It's too much. It's too much. It is entirely too much, because you don't allow you don't allow the properties to breathe.
Right.
Because you having all of this stuff coming back and forth, because what it does is it kills the anticipation for the next thing. Because having to wait an entire year between Infinity War to Endgame, that was all that people could talk about until Endgame came out.
First of all, hold on, Spider. That was agonizing. Don't do that. Don't do that nonsense. 6 months. Drop that new. Okay, don't make people wait that long.
No,
they can't handle.
You need to build anticipation, and I think
let me tell you what something. They'll be rioting in the streets. And Spider, don't do it.
See, that's what happened, because they gave into that, and they're saying, "Oh, well, people don't want to wait that long, so we need to just constantly keep churning more and more stuff out over and over again." I guarantee you, that's what it is.
Well, that was under a different regime, and
right, and so that's what I'm saying. Things
behind the scenes, they were said, "Hey, you want to be successful? Do this." And it was bye, and then they came back like, "Why are you doing that? You told me to do this." Like, nah, you're out of here. Get out of here. I got this. Stop doing that. We're gonna pick it up
But
we left off.
At the end of the day, with their
very clever,
new
very
direction
clever.
of transitioning from, you know, having these multiple properties coming out within this shorter time span, and they're only focusing on just a handful, I feel like it is a lot better because this gives us more time for not only for us as an audience to look forward to new things, but it also gives them more time as a production company to be able to iron out those kinks, those wrinkles, you know, all of that stuff. So with Deadpool and Wolverine, from the first announcement that we got on social media from Ryan Reynolds saying that he was bringing, like, Hugh Jackman agreed to come back as Wolverine, and they assured us that they were not going to sully the legacy that was Logan. From that initial that
immediately
really was. Immediately, as soon as the credits open, he's digging up the grave, and I'm sitting in the theater, I'm like, I thought they said they were gonna touch Logan.
Immediately lied. I love Ryan Reynolds for that.
But I love that James Mangold, the director of Logan, he said that, you know, he thought it was tastefully done. He appreciated it. He understood the humor of it and everything. And so he doesn't feel like Logan's, you know, legacy was tarnished or anything like that.
At all.
But
and that's their creativity
with the shovel.
That the creativity to allow these guys to do that.
Right.
And and this is, again, get into this in a second, but you know, there was so many different versions of the script that Ryan Reynolds pitched Kevin Feige for Deadpool 3.
Yeah, there was a lot of different stuff, because it wasn't always. And the thing about it is, again, because this was originally, because of course the idea that he had for the movie came out, or he developed it well before what the events that happened in Loki season 2. So the whole like different timeline connections and all this other kind of stuff, of course, that all had to be factored into it with the TVA. It gets factored in all, you know, after the fact and everything. So you got to retcon and work that stuff in, which, again, learning what they learned from errors that they made in the past, they take what happened in Loki and say, okay, well, now let's factor this into what we're doing in Deadpool and Wolverine. So it might change up some things. Sometimes I still think they're working with
your own, because he had the Cable's time traveling device.
Oh, the time turning thing. Yeah.
Inside you saw it.
Right.
So I think it was a throwaway post-credit scene that they said, let's keep this and make it.
Yeah, because you know that at the end of Deadpool 2, it was Ryan Reynolds having fun. He's like, I have, in my character now, he has the power to manipulate time or to manipulate events that happened in the past. So I'm going to have fun with it. I'm going to go back in all of the characters, because I know he was passionate about Deadpool, which got him the role of Wade Wilson in X-Men Origins. And of course, the way that Fox did that and completely butchered the character's origin, of course, he's going to go back and like, this is not my vision, so I'm going to kill this.
Exactly what you just said is exactly what happened. That director is documented that he did not do any of the research. And even Ryan Reynolds himself was telling him, don't do this.
Right.
You're going to kill this character. Don't do this. And they were like, you're just that guy from Waiting. You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Hell.
Get out of it. You're just that Van Wilder guy.
Too.
Yeah, you had that Van Wilder guy. You don't know it either.
He had two guys, a girl, in a pizza place.
I'm the director. I know what I'm talking about. And they butchered the hell out of that. If it wasn't for Hugh Jackman, you wouldn't have looked at that movie at all.
Right.
Clearly, because it was a Wolverine. But that's not the point. The point is, it wasn't Hugh's fault. He did what he do. He did what he could do to save the movie. But
so all that's to say that I'm not as worried as I was, kind of like I said, in the middle of phase 4, end of phase 4, beginning of phase 5, because
Because they're about to implement the plan.
I think that
please understand they're about to tie it together, and Robert Downey Jr. is going to be at the helm of it. They're going to create a storyline inside the chaos.
I personally don't agree with the choice of bringing RDJ back.
I don't agree with it either, but who else is going to play Dr. Doom? Oh, yes, right. Anybody else? Anybody else?
Literally anybody. It doesn't have to be in. Like I said, I'm more than sure, and like you said, more than sure that there's going to be some explanation as to why the man who we knew as Tony Stark now comes back as Victor Von Doom. You know,
Spider, I learned this from Power Slap. I learned this from Power Slap. You
gotta measure it up.
Yeah, you gotta measure it up. So when you come from here, you shift the universe that you're in, because it has to make sense. And if it doesn't, I'm not going to say they're going to lose stock. There's too many other great characters inside of it, but people are going to look at Marvel like, huh?
Yeah.
You don't make sense, and we're going to disconnect for a minute.
And speaking of too many great characters, like we said, Thunderbolts, which we're here to react to.
Yeah, it's probably going to be way two different videos. It's probably going to have to cut one, and then we're going to do an intro and then do another video.
Oh, we don't have to cut it. This is still within our range of what we would normally.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying.
You know how we know, because we're still talking about the MCU.
We can take this first half and have that as a State of the Union, and take from this point on and do the Thunderbolts if you want, or you can leave all this in here.
I feel like it all factors into each other, because
first of all, you're now watching a real editor at work, so you're knowing exactly what you're seeing is edited or live. If
you're seeing this, you know we had this discussion. But no, because I feel like it factors into, because this is what we're talking about when you have a property like we were talking about. You have all of these different characters who have, for the most part, have not interacted with each other before, and so, like you said, we seeing these characters again. We're picking up with John Walker from the end of
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
We're picking up with, Bucky from the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We're picking up,
has nothing to do with John Walker, so we got to and John Walker murdered a man, and Bucky was not cool with it. So how does he get on his team?
And so
we're picking up with Florence Pugh.
We're picking up with Yelena from the end of Black Widow. Same with Red Guardian and Taskmaster. We're picking up Ghost. Picking up with Ghost after Ant-Man and the Wasp.
How long was that?
That was back
since
20.
You haven't seen this character since. I can't give you the date. I'm waiting for Spider.
It's been a minute.
If you were wondering, no, take your time, because Google is slow. There's so much going on. They need to get their system together.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, 2018.
We are in 2020. I'm not even going to say
this is coming out in 2025. So we're talking.
That's what I would have said.
7 years later.
I haven't seen this character in almost a decade. Because I'm over-exaggerated to drive my point.
You rounding up.
Why shouldn't we? Let's live on the positive side. You haven't seen this character in a decade. What has this character been doing is what we're alluding to.
Right.
So you can't just pick up in this Thunderbolt trailer with this team assembled. How does this team get together? And if you're not establishing that in this trailer...
Well, we don't want to.
All my audio listeners, I did the Powers hand slap.
The Powers slap measure up.
Yeah, well, the measure up, so you can know what I'm doing. Go ahead, Spider.
But we don't. Of course, we don't want everything to be revealed in the trailer. But yes, we do need to see what is bringing them together. We saw in. Now I'll have to go back and watch the original Avengers trailer, because.
The Avengers trailer.
Yeah, because of course we had to figure out exactly what brings the team together, and we know that watching the movie, what brought the team together eventually was the death of Coulson. But in the trailer.
Was what? I lost audio.
The death of Coulson.
The death of Phil Coulson, who was not really dead, who was like really brought back from the Fiji.
That was Tahiti.
Tahiti experiment?
Yeah, it's a magical place. But that was all in
Nick Fury knew he was alive.
Yeah.
Nick Fury cameoed on the continuity. It's hard to keep through to a multiverse.
It really is.
Okay, so I'm just saying this. You have to establish some reason how they got together. And we know at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Valentino La Fangra de Flame, I said it wrong.
All of it was wrong.
All of it, not even a little bit of it.
You got the Valentina part.
Well, that's all I need. You know who I'm talking about. She was putting a team together with U.S. Agent, no longer Captain America. U.S. Agent John Walker was like the first Avenger. Like he was the first recruit.
Right.
Was he though? Because we've seen that Yelena was working with her.
Yeah, at the end of Black Widow.
Because she was saying, I'm on vacation or I'm on holiday or I'm on time off. And she was like, I just thought you would want
the man who killed your sister.
Killed your sister.
Oh, no, not killed your sister. The man who's responsible for your sister's death. Because I remember...
She didn't lie.
Because she didn't lie.
She didn't lie. And she can't dance. If anybody watched
Seinfeld.
Elaine Seinfeld. Elaine Defon can't dance. Maybe she can in a different.
I don't know. Maybe we have a dancing
I swear to God, that would
Thunderbolts.
Be amazing.
If she pulls out the same dance moves,
thing.
Oh my God,
I would shit the theater. I would have to leave. That's the most hilarious thing.
But anyway, I'm excited to watch this trailer because I've been dodging social media all day because when I saw it come out, because I hadn't thought about Thunderbolts since the last time we got some kind of, announcement.
Spider, don't say that. That's not true. Don't lie to these people. We thought about Thunderbolts, but I thought the trailer dropped early. I was like, hey, the Thunderbolts trailer dropped. You're like, that's not real.
Oh, well, that was again, it's a throwaway thought.
Trolls, the trolls on the internet.
Yeah, they're all over the internet. But we're gonna check out this teaser trailer for the Thunderbolts.
Let's see. Let's go.
I click leave on porch. Your subordinates will be reported to DoorDash HQ.
Alexi, it's me. Open up.
Milena?
Did he just brush his teeth with dish soap?
Yeah, you
Hi,
saw
Dad.
That. Sorry about the wait. It was an important call. Highly classified. Lot of work. Many irons in fire.
You feel fulfilled?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, so full. So filled. But why do you ask this? What brings you here?
Here we go. I love how Marvel does.
There's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
In emptiness. I'm just drifting. And I don't have purpose. I thought throwing myself into work was the answer.
Yeah, they said follow the hero, the John Walker story.
First of all, I love that they let her lead this.
Yeah.
Because she did kill it in Black Widow.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
a favorite character.
She's my favorite character in Hawkeye. Her and Kate Bishop, they're like synergy.
Jeremy Renner was in that. Oh, whoa. Why did they attack each other? Those got a new match? Yeah. Nope, that's Ghost. So wait, who's that?
That's Ghost.
No, who's the other person?
Oh, the Taskmaster.
Oh no.
Who are you?
I'm Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Who sent you, Bob?
Nobody. Were you all sent?
Everyone here has done bad things. Shadow
Suicide
Ops,
Squad shit.
robbing government labs, contract kills?
Yeah, so?
So, someone wants us gone. What the hell?
We're brought up with this belief
It's on display.
that there are good guys and there are bad guys.
Oh yeah.
What's the plan?
Yeah, it's
This could get messy.
I like how Bucky had his arm in the dishwasher. That's fucking cool.
But eventually,
You know what I love about this fighter?
that there are bad guys
It's grounded.
and there are worse guys and nothing else.
She's
Look
in
at you.
Avengers Tower.
So adorable.
Isn't she?
Don't worry, she's bulletproof.
Absolutely not bulletproof.
Bulletproof-ish.
Is that Bucky?
That's not good.
So, just like you were talking about, you said that we need to see in the trailer what's bringing these characters together. And clearly, they all got that, anonymous, mysterious phone call, be here on this date at this time. And they see that it seems like they're all being set up. I don't know how Sentry fits into this. I've been wondering that ever since that they
experiment.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be true to the comics. So Sentry is quick synapses has a power of 1,000,000 exploding suns.
Something
What
like
it
that.
is. But he has a negative side because this hero side is a Sentry and this negative side is the void. They play a lot with dualities, right? So there's an evil side. And I don't know if it's gonna be in this movie. It may be too much to introduce in the movie as grounded as this. But there's a negative side that he does like really horriboristic things in Sentry. I mean, has to fight him. Kind of not the internal struggle as a Hulk and Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
But on that level of intensity, if not more intensity than that. This is crazy because I'm gonna be honest with you, Spider. Watching this trailer, I don't know what's going on. And that's two different masks. That's two different ghosts.
No. You have one is Ghost and one is Taskmaster. That's Ghost. That's Taskmaster.
Ah, that's what I'm seeing. Taskmaster is in this.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, because that's a different mask.
Yeah, it is a different mask for well, it's a different mask for Ghost too.
Yes, this is true. Both of what you why can't both be true? Both are true. Both of what you things that you said are true. And I was just like, well, who's the other person? And then I was saying, okay, well, I don't know who that person is. I know I'm not crazy. And I thought that was Ryan Gosling, so maybe I am crazy.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's the facial hair, and I seen Fall Guy, and I seen him with facial hair, and it just looks like him with a lab jacket.
And glasses.
And glasses. And you Ryan Gosling is clever. He can wear a disguise.
He can.
Maybe you should see like movies that he's not being himself, which is no movie that he does. He's the same guy in every movie, if you didn't get that part. Okay, so Florence Pugh is leading this, and I love the fact that she's leading this.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like Ryan Gosling.
I mean, when I pause in passing, it kind of resembles them, but once you pause,
okay, well, that's close enough. When you pause it and I actually open my eyes and see it, I can see that
it's the sunglasses.
Well, it is, and I'll never wear them until I wear them again. But no, I don't know. This is a trailer that actually has me listen. I don't know who cut this trailer. This is a good trailer. This is a good trailer because I don't know what's going on. I know who the characters are. I know what the storyline is. I know all the players. I know the end result. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is a black tie auction like they had in Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a charity event. I know Val's in here. I'd love to see her in here. I want to see her dance.
That it's a charity event because we're in a museum and the exhibit is honoring heroes because it's the Battle of New York. So I'm guessing that this is probably all like Chitauri stuff, and then you have Loki Scepter as center, like the center display. But there's something also here in the middle. I don't know if that's like a Leviathan tooth or something.
Whoa. I understand what you're saying, but let's not downplay what you're saying.
Okay.
You're saying that's Loki's scepter there? How did they get that there?
Yeah, I'm going to think that it was probably, it has to be a replica because first of all, they took Loki's scepter to Asgard. And then they brought it back in Age of Ultron.
Yes.
Then they ended up getting the Mind Stone out of it.
Yes.
So here's the thing. In Spider-Man Homecoming, a bunch of Tony Stark's stuff got taken out of Avengers Tower and they brought it to upstate New York. But I know they also sold a bunch of stuff too. And also some stuff went missing because in Spider-Man No Way Home, Happy was being accused of stealing it.
Yes.
Now the fabricator he did steal, but I don't know what other stuff, went missing. The scepter may have been one of those things that went missing, or it may have got auctioned off or sold off or something like that. Since the Mind Stone was no longer in it, then they may have deemed it being inert and, couldn't.
Is it though?
I mean, if it was the Mind Stone that was giving Loki abilities to take over people's brains, and now the Mind Stone's out of it, then maybe it's just a piece of metal now.
I think any off-world metal weapon from Asgard is still
it wasn't
relatively
even an Asgardian weapon. Now Thanos gave that to him.
Yeah, no reason why it should not be on display like this. So it should be locked up.
Here's my thing. If Thanos gave him the scepter, did Thanos not know that the Mind Stone was in it?
No, he did know the Mind Stone was in it. He gave him the Mind Stone to use, to wield.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, the idea was to go take this stone and use this stone
so
to
he
get
could
the
conquer
other stones.
Earth, and then he would basically.
Which is the stupidest idea because that makes no sense. You think that anybody, and we've seen this just with one stone. With one stone, you're sending somebody out to gather these stones, which makes you. First of all, let's talk about this, fighter. Thanos is stupid because if you're sending this guy out to get these stones, he ultimately becomes stronger and stronger by each stone that he gets. But this is how Thanos is smart yet stupid, because if you start to collect these stones and you don't have the strength to wield all these stones together, what's the first thing Ebony Maw has said to Thanos? No creature has ever been able to wield one yet two Infinity Stones. So nobody else is doing this, my guy, and you're sending minions out to do it, knowing damn well they can't do it, and get mad at them when they can't do it. And it's like, fine, I'll do it myself. You knew.
But then even the thing about it is even him doing it himself, he didn't do it by himself because he had to have the gauntlet in order to wield them. He wouldn't have been able to wield them without the gauntlet.
This is true, but
and so he expected Loki. He wasn't sending Loki out to collect the stones.
He was smart enough to know that he needed a gauntlet. And again,
but then how do you expect
the Mind
Ronan
Stone
to
is
get
inside? But everything was inside of something. Nothing is really touching something without it. Even a gauntlet, you need to put the stones in the gauntlet. So the Mind Stone was inside the scepter,
right?
And the
Power Stone was in the orb. The Reality Stone was actually the ether, and it was like goopy nonsense. And then the Time Stone was in the eye.
Was inside out of no stone was free. It always had to be contained in something. So if you sent somebody out, and even when Ronan had the Power Stone, he was about to die until he smashed it into his hammer. He's like, okay, I could deal with this. I could deal with it. So the stones need to be
got too big, and he thought he was going to double cross Thanos.
And that's what I'm saying. You can't hold two stones. Like, you need something. You go put another stone on the other side of the hammer? No, possibly. It ain't gonna work. Like, potentially, but that'll be the strongest hammer. We seen two stones on the sling ring, so he can be done. They didn't say that sling ring was made from Uru metal or anything like that. I'm just giving all the tea away instead of talking about this trailer. But this trailer, I don't know what's going on. The bottom line is, I'm excited to see it, but I couldn't tell you which way. Obviously, Sentry is there. If I told you he had the power of 1 million exploding suns, why would you think a bullet would hurt him? I don't know what the mission is. I don't know what the goal is. I don't know what they're doing. I know it's the Thunderbolts. I know that's isn't that the chick from Game of Thrones?
Who?
If you back up, it's her right there. Yep, that's her.
And sitting at the desk?
That's her. Well, it's not her. It's not her older. It's not the one that killed the Ice King. I don't know who this is. I can barely see her profile.
You talking about Arya Stark? No. That's
the MCU. That's a legendary Stark. I need you to get it together.
Oh God!
Stark
I'm trying to remember the actress's name, but no, that's not her.
Okay, well, you know better.
She was already in a Marvel movie.
Which movie was this?
New Mutants. She played Wolfsbane, and that was also another movie that suffered from being in development hell forever, and also pandemic kind of messed it up. But
bring back
Maisie Williams, I think that's her name, Maisie.
Yeah, I think it is Maisie.
Yeah, but no, that's not her.
If it's not, she literally hates us right now. So
if she's listening or watching this to hate us,
thank you.
That's really all I want.
Hey man, you thank you for hating us. Well, apologies to whoever that was because they didn't get a great profile. But,
yes, Maisie Williams,
and you did help the suspense. Yeah, clearly the team is together. Val put them together, but at the same time, we don't know why she put them together. We don't know how she got them together. Clearly, they are together. All of them are not together. Let's just go ahead and point that out. Because even though they're standing there, now they're all together. But in that elevator shot, Taskmaster is not there. And we don't know what happened to make Taskmaster join. We don't know why Taskmaster has no mask. We don't know why Ghost doesn't have
we also don't know what made Bucky join, because at the end of the trailer, it seems like Bucky is there to hunt them down.
And at the same time, Bucky don't rock with John Walker.
Absolutely not.
You stand against everything my friend believed in, and you took his shield and got blood on it, which is so iconic. Because as many people as Captain America killed, he never got blood on that shield.
That is true.
Don't think that he didn't kill people. He killed the shit out of a lot of people.
Gave him brain damage
Captain
at least.
America don't kill.
So what is his shield made out of? Because clearly it's bulletproof.
It could be
It's not vibranium. I know that much.
It's not vibranium. It could be an alloy type of something. And that's a great question, Spider, because we would love to know that, because his shield was confiscated. Sam has his shield.
Well, yeah, Sam has Cap shield.
So who made this shield? And what is it made out of? And where does Bucky get all these cool ass guns?
Well, I saw watching the
Did you see that gun?
Yeah. But I was watching the new Rockstars breakdown, and not of this trailer, but when they showed the trailer at D23.
Shout out to those new Rockstar guys.
Apparently Bucky is a congressman now.
I'm sorry, say what now?
Bucky is a congressman, because not only did Voss break down the D23 trailer, and he did an amazing job of breaking it down without being able to actually show any footage of it, but he also spliced in some interviews that Sebastian Stan and Wyatt Russell did when they were talking about it, like in the trailer, they were saying that John Walker is sitting there scrolling through social media, doom scrolling, you know, looking at all the bad press of himself. And Sebastian Stan was like,
That's
yeah, and I just, you know, and I'm just in Congress. And it's like, I don't know how, because he literally, he did I think the Voss was saying that because of this pin, that's supposed to be like signify that he's a congressman.
What's that, an anchor? That looks like an anchor. It looks like an anchor pin. Oh, he's a Navy man? I thought he was in a...
No, it looks like a presidential seal. I know you can't really tell, but the quality...
I can't really tell.
But it looks like it's an eagle.
Plus I have on dark glasses at nighttime.
White stripes. So, and then there's like the circle above the eagle's head. That's what it looks like to me.
Then I'm more curious of how we got there, because the last time, again, and Marvel has to take accountability for this, the last time we saw Bucky, he was on a spiritual journey of healing, and we were happy for him that he escaped the mind control and he got his freedom back. But how would he have went to go into politics, being a soldier, knowing what has happened with him? Maybe it's a ploy to try to clean up from the inside.
Maybe Sam inspired him.
Hey, I got eyes, so I can read those small print, and it says something that I can't read because it's too small.
What part are you trying to read? I can read most of what's on it because his thumb is kind of blocking it. But
well, if you make up words in the part where his thumb's blocking it, we'll get more views because they'll say that, you know.
They'll say that.
Or you can pause it right there where his thumb's not blocking.
Few have fallen further from grace than the putative heir to the mantle of Captain America, John Walker. Not long ago, Walker was thrust into public consciousness with all of the fanfare Washington could muster. And then, go back a little bit. The story of what went wrong starts long before his unveiling just a few short years ago. So this is a few years after Falcon and the Winter Soldier. While no one could doubt that the boots of Steve Rogers were big ones to fill by any man's standards, Walker did seem to fit the bill. And then a decorated combat veteran from the Army Rangers, Walker, blah, blah, blah. And then you can't see the rest of it.
Yeah, well, it's a real article that somebody took the time for those continuity and detail people to actually put real words in there instead of blah, 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 blah. I will appreciate stuff like that, because Spider just gave you out a breakdown. Eric Voss ain't doing that. No, I'm just joking. He actually does.
He probably did. Well, once this trailer came out, he probably did read it, because I'm sure he'll probably have, since the trailer came out today, he'll probably have a breakdown on it tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure they got a big team over there doing big things, and we want to say shout out to the rock stars, and maybe one day, if they love us, they'll shout us out too. Or we'll take their kittens and feed them candy.
But so clearly, all of the Thunderbolts.
I don't know, Spider. I don't know. I know Florence Pugh is in it, and that's all I need. I love her.
But what I'm saying is that they're showing like glimpses, but it's clear that all of them have been taking different jobs. Okay. We don't know if Val is the one that's sending them all on these different jobs, but clearly somebody sent them all to that location.
And John Walker can legally shoot at Florence Pugh's Black Widow because he never met her before. So this is the trope when all these guys come together, they immediately start the fight. Right. Well, they have to assess their skill level. And that's what it really comes down to. I'm assessing your skill level, and if I kill you in the process, then you weren't skilled enough to even have the conversation with me afterwards.
And here's also the thing, because we see Bob, aka Sentry, we see them like we see him come out while they're all trying to figure out what's going on. But then after this scene and the scene where he's getting shot at, we don't see him again in the trailer.
I want a ghost mask or a Taskmaster mask. I just throwing that out for Christmas.
And clearly Bucky doesn't trust Val, or they're making it imply that Bucky doesn't trust Val. And I think this is the woman that was sitting at the desk.
Oh, interesting. Wow.
So I don't know if she's going to play a bigger part.
She's probably Val's assistant.
Possibly. You know what I just thought of?
Mover and a shaker. You know she's the director of the CIA.
Yeah. And you know what I just thought of? Speaking of the CIA, who we haven't seen or heard from
because he was kidnapped and the Skrulls had him.
No, we're not talking about Everett Ross. So if that's the case, then the Everett Ross that Okoye saved at the end of Wakanda Forever, was that a Skrull?
Was a Skrull. Yes.
And they never even went back to that. But anyway, no, I'm talking about Sharon Carter. We haven't heard from Sharon Carter, who's supposed to be the power broker. Do we think we'll get a power broker cameo in Thunderbolts?
No, we will not get a power broker.
Because they made like a big deal of her like being on the, I won't say the bad guy side, but
will not get a Sharon Carter power broker. Nothing.
We're not going to see Emily Van Camp.
Well, I would love to see Emily Van Camp in anything, but until you get to Madripoor, you will not see a power broker anything. What the power broker is doing is absolutely nothing, because the genius that created the second wave of super soldier serum that gave John Walker his ability to be able to do his John Walker U.S. agent stuff is dead. He's dead. And even though the power broker has ability to secrets and guns and trying to work her way back into S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. is Hydra and Hydra is S.H.I.E.L.D. and all of it's kind of fell to the grace because, again, the Avengers are gone. So they don't have any S.H.I.E.L.D. They don't have any Hydra. They don't have any Avengers, which goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Kevin Feige, what was the goal? What were we doing? We didn't captivate the end of a saga or end of a phase with an Avenger movie, because Avengers are, again, this is not a spoiler, this is record. The Avengers are right now no longer. Until until the new Captain America movie drops, there are no Avengers. And there's no saying that there will be Avengers at the end of that, because the only thing we have from the trailer is the character Thaddeus Ross, being played by Harrison Ford, saying, I want to put the Avengers back together again. Because they know there's no Avengers. So if Sam decides, because we don't know if he's saying yes to that or no to that, putting the team together again, there's no Avengers. So there was nothing for us to rally behind. I can't wait till this phase is over, Spider. That has nothing to do with the multiverse. I love the multiverse. This phase sucks. And the Thunderbolts are here to help usher us out of this phase. But guess what? I have no idea what's going on. And I don't know if that's a good takeaway or a bad takeaway.
You're saying this phase sucks, but we've gotten Loki season 2. We've got Deadpool and Wolverine in this phase.
And at the end of Loki season 2, we got Loki sitting on a throne of lies, or a throne of stories, because we don't know what he's weaving. If he's the mastermind that's holding the multiverse together, his magic is infused in the storyline. So his essence is, in a sense, across the multiverse. So it's whatever stories that Loki's allowing to happen, right?
But
he's the architect and holding the multiverse together.
And going back to what I said before about our expectations shifting because of everything that's going on with the MCU since Endgame, you think about back to Thor, when
Which one?
The first Thor.
Okay.
When we thought that Loki fell off the Bifrost and was gone forever. Because we didn't know any better at that point.
Yeah, we didn't know any better.
But we see Eric Selvig at S.H.I.E.L.D.
This is before he got naked. Yeah, go ahead.
This was way before he got naked. But we see Eric Selvig at S.H.I.E.L.D. and we see in the reflection, we see Loki in the reflection, denoting that Loki is still alive in somewhere. Between Thor
made zero
and
sense.
Avengers, because we didn't know what was going to happen. But we see that, right? We see that at that moment, and we don't know what's going to happen, but we have to wait until the next time we see Loki to see what was the plan all along. And I mean,
are you campaigning patience? Is it?
Yes, I am campaigning patience. This is what I've been preaching
patience
the entire
2024.
time. This is what is wrong with the majority of, well, I won't even say the majority of MCU audience. What is wrong with the vocal portion of the MCU audience is that they are too impatient because they want everything to make sense now. And you can't establish a universe and explain everything all at once to make sure that everybody understands everything that's going on. That's not the way that you build suspense. That's not the way that you build anticipation.
Everything everywhere all at once did it.
No,
everything,
it didn't.
Everywhere all at once.
Absolutely didn't. You tell me why there was a universe that they were rocks. They were sentient rocks. Explain to me why that was.
It just like the feeling. It felt good. Because sometimes just to sit around and, you know.
But no, everything is, you just want to sit around.
If you smell, no, stop.
But no, everything is not going to be explained all at once. Everything is not going to be explained from the get-go. Exactly.
That's not how
so all of these people looking at these movies and they see, because a lot of, and I know we talked about this when we talked about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, how people were so upset. Well, why are they leaving it off on a cliffhanger? Why are they not answering the questions? Why are they going to just leave the movie just hanging like that?
Yeah,
and that's
for the record, Spider people hate cliffhangers. They hate them.
Yes, they do.
They hate. That's why M. Night Shyamalan kept getting screwed, because it's like this twist killing me. Just keep it straightforward, man.
But it's
don't twist nothing. Keep the caps on.
That part for me for Across the Spider-Verse was what was so exciting, because the thing about it is that's what was so exciting about the end of Infinity War. Now we as comic readers, as superhero fans,
a cliffhanger twist off spin top
finale. Fast and Furious is a different.
They don't like
a different machine. It's a different machine. There's a reason why I don't like what Fast and Furious did versus.
We'll talk about that in another video.
We'll talk about that in another movie, another review. But this was the same thing that happened with Infinity War.
We'll probably forget.
I'm sure it'll snap back into reality.
Oh, better hit that subscribe button if you want to know.
But no, because in Infinity War, like I said, with us comic fans, comic readers, superhero fans, we follow all of the behind the scenes stuff. So we know how long people have left on their contract. So we know another movie's coming out. So we know that when we see people get dusted at the end of Infinity War, we're like, okay, that was interesting way.
There's already a Black Panther 2. What are we doing? I should have picked somebody else if you wanted an emotional send-off.
Right. And so it's like, we know that at some point they're going to come back. But for the people who didn't know that, and they were there for that spectacle, they were left with that cliffhanger. Like you said earlier, how agonizing it was for us to not know what was going to happen. We didn't know what was going to happen in Endgame. How are they going to get everybody back? Because clearly Thanos won. Thanos off-world. Nobody knows how to find him.
Actually won twice.
What do you mean he won twice?
He snapped his fingers and eliminated 50% of the population.
Right.
Then he retired.
Yeah.
Retirement is a victory.
Retirement is a victory. That's what he said he was going to do. Retire to the garden.
I did what I needed to do.
And I can just relax. No other worries in the world.
He started boiling a pot of whatever that was.
Whatever that fruit. Whatever plant.
Fruit, vegetable. I don't even know what it could have been worms inside. I don't know. He was boiling it.
He was making soup. He's sitting on his farm making soup.
I see the used salt. It's probably delicious.
Just sprinkle it in. But it's to the plight of the studios is that people have become impatient and they don't want to wait for things to reveal themselves in due time.
Spider, you're saying that, and what you're just saying makes sense. But we already talked about the old regime and how it was content after content after content after content, and they didn't like that either.
And that's the way that it's always going to be. And it's up to the studios to, like we said, to be able to stand firm and say that this is what we're doing. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch. But studios don't want to do that because they want more money. So they was like, people are impatient. Let's go ahead and shovel out all of this shit so we can say that we're giving content. And then the actual substance of the content suffered.
Hey. what you're gonna do is you're gonna get this good god dang on Marvel content, and you're gonna like it. If not,
and that's
I'll
how we
see
get.
you.
That's how we get a secret invasion with AI generated title openings and just nonsense story beats and killing off Maria Hill for no damn reason.
Oh my god, I want to do this so much for killing off Maria Hill. And for those who are on the audio, I am doing a power slap sides up again. I'm doing it again because you don't take a character like Maria Hill, who was in Avengers 1, and just kill her off.
She was in Avengers 1. She was in Avengers 2.
And
She
just
was
kill her
in Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
I would appreciate if we just retconned it right now and just be like, that was a scroll.
And that's what I really thought was gonna happen.
No, but because they lingered on it.
Yeah, they were like, look, see, it didn't change. That means she's really dead. Anyway, back to the trailer. Is this the?
He probably read the script and was like, "Kill me immediately." Kobe Smulders was like, "Kill me."
Like, I don't want to be a part of this.
A1, scene 1. I'm done with y'all.
Like, y'all are doing what? Is this like what's gonna happen with?
Kobe was like, "We're not on the upswing."
What are y'all doing with the Skrull powers in the last episode?
What is
She's
that?
gonna have a big arm and a tiny arm.
Baby arm. She's gonna have this arm with rings that was in her DNA. What? The rings of what's his name? Forget his name.
You talking about Winwu?
No,
whoever. Oh, Ebony Maw. Ebony Maw's rings.
Maw.
Yeah, the rings are part of his DNA structure.
I was like,
but if you don't have the rings on, you wouldn't know whose arm it was.
That should have been the indicator right there. That should have been the indicator.
Oh God. Anyway, back to the trailer. Is this the thing that Bucky shot out of that gun? This trailer is
awesome, even though that I don't know what's going on in it. I know there's a team being put together because I have that much common sense. I know Florence Pugh is in it, and that was enough to make me go and see it because she's had an incredible run with Dune. She has an incredible run with what's that movie she was with Harry Styles in? Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So she had an incredible run with Black Widow. Clearly stood out in Black Widow and in Hawkeye. So she's been on it. Even when she dropped the behind the scenes trailer for this movie, it got over 1 million views. So listen, Florence Pugh is on top of things right now. She got a lot of other projects that I didn't even mention. Plus, she's not returning my calls, so I just want to go ahead and put that out there. But I'm still looking forward to seeing this movie.
But to your point, like what were you saying when Florence Pugh was on set and she was doing these like backstage social media videos
yeah.
And how you saying
fans love stuff like that.
Exactly. And regardless of people's and here's the thing, and we talk about it all the time. And we were talking about it with, the negative press that She-Hulk was getting, the negative press that Ms. Marvel was getting, the negative press that what was the other one? She-Hulk, Ms. Marvel, the Marvels.
Miss Marvel, any female-led superhero.
Yeah. But movie, all of that negative press because you have all of these keyboard warriors who want to badmouth all of these
keyboard assassins.
Keyboard assassins? What are they assassinating?
Click, 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 click.
Man babies. That's what we call them. The man babies.
That's what I definitely call them.
But they scream, they shout, they complain, they whine, but then they turn around and they gobble up the next thing that comes out from the MCU. So like you said, you have all of these people talking about how Natasha and Yelena, they weren't good characters. Nobody liked Hawkeye. Nobody liked Black Widow, but she drops a video, like you said, gets millions of views. Because people are still, regardless of how many people talk about superhero fatigue, and yes, superhero fatigue is a real thing. When you have, like we talked about, when you have, you can tell the viewership dropped off when
Because the storylines dropped off.
Right. And so that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that superheroes.
I'm not faulting anybody because comic book storylines drop off.
Right.
It's just what it does. If there's a story that catches fire, at some point it's going to drop off because we're in unexplored territory. And you can have a great run and finish it and walk away from it and try to have another great run. There's no reason saying your next run is going to be a great run.
Right.
Because of whatever XYZ reason.
Yeah. And so I'm not saying that the superhero fatigue is because of multiple properties coming out, because you can have superhero stuff across the gamut. You can have, because we have Invincible, we have The Boys, we have Peacemaker, we have we have all of this stuff that's coming out, and it's not that people are getting tired of the superhero genre. People are tired of bad quality shows, bad quality movies. When you have DC consistently, or when the DCEU was putting out these multi-million-dollar properties, and then you get into the theaters and you see how bad the quality of it is.
Hey, I told you, Kevin Feige make it look easy.
And then you look at the same, the same side of it with Sony. And outside of Venom doing its own unique thing, or being so bad that people love to watch it. Yeah, and Sony Animation.
That's a great depiction of exactly what the Venomverse is. It's so bad that people want to watch it.
Right. But then the thing about
Madam Web, oh my God.
That was just awful. That wasn't even so bad as good. That was just awful. But it's not that no notes. We had plenty of notes for that one. Go check out our Madam Web review. There were plenty of notes for that dumpster fire.
If you don't want a good movie, take Madam Web as an example.
Yes,
no notes.
That's your baseline.
Do that.
But the thing about it is that it's people being tired of investing the desire and their time into go and see
interest.
Yeah, the time, the attention, like you said, the interest, and for that to be what they get. That's what the people are tired of. And so that's incredibly valid. But for people to say, oh, that's superhero fatigue because they're just tired of the superhero genre. The superhero genre is not taking away from any other film that's being produced, that's being written, that's being shot, that's being released. There's still your Oscar contenders. Right. There's still your Oscar contenders that are coming out every single year. You still have your dramatic set pieces. You still have your comedic set pieces, your rom-coms, your horror movies. All of that's still coming out. What came out?
Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah, Oppenheimer came out
the same year as a Barbie movie, which is not a superhero movie, and both did incredibly well.
Exactly.
In a year when what came out that year for a superhero movie?
Because that was last year, wasn't it?
It was last year.
Yeah, so that was last year. What came out last year? We just talked about
Secret Invasion.
No, we're talking about movies, not TV shows.
Oh, okay. Multiverse of Madness came out.
Was that 2023 or was that 2022?
That was
2023 films. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and the Marvels all came out in 2023.
First of all, let me tell you something.
But Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, that was around the same time.
But that goes to show you that there's room for all.
Yeah.
Because if those movies came out and Oppenheimer came out and Barbie came out and Barbie and Oppenheimer got awards, did they not?
Yeah.
There's room for everyone. There's no such thing as fatigue. There's such a thing as bad quality movies.
Yes.
And that's what plays a part. If it's a great movie, it's a great story, then people don't mind watching it. Clearly, they'll watch it more than once. That's how Deadpool hit over $1 billion.
Yeah.
You don't get to a billion with an individual not watching it more than once.
Right.
They're watching it. I've known people that said I watched it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, and they did it legally. And I know because I got bit by that bug. When Bad Boys 1 dropped, I was in the theater religiously. I paid for at least 6 of those 12 shows that I watched. Half there. It might have been less.
But yeah. But no, because this is the one thing, and it's just me nitpicking about the trailer. Like you're talking about, you want to understand what's going on. Like,
I have no clue what's going on.
I know that there's symbolism because we're going through all of the characters. We get to see Bucky, we get to see Yelena, we get to see Ghost, we get to see Taskmaster, and then we get Red Guardian. So we get a shot of this disc looking thing.
I'm glad you came back to this because we was on this for a while, and I was wondering if this was Century's belt.
It's either that, or I was wondering if that was the thing that Bucky shot out of the gun at the end of the trailer.
This looks more like a belt emblem. I'm not gonna say that you're wrong. In fact, I may be wrong. It could be Dr. Doom's something. All I know.
We don't. It could be anything. But
it could be anything.
But
it looks like a belt buckle. Though.
I want to reference this shot, and then there's one that's right after it. But clearly, and like we were talking about with maybe who's Val's assistant, when they focus on these shots, it's like they want us to think that this is something of importance, or that this is a person of importance, right?
That's definitely true what you just said.
So, and this is like, and I'm glad you brought up the idea that it might be like Sentry's like belt buckle or his emblem or something like that, because 2 shots, well, the next shot we get this, and it's just like a quick second, because I'm gonna play it in real time. I'm back up just a little bit of a person walking down the stairs, and you just see how fast it goes. Step, and then it's done. It's like just a foot coming down the steps. It's like, okay, why is that of importance? Like,
well, sometimes when you cut these trailers, you need filler. So it could be a simple B-roll taken away from the main story, because inside trailers there is a formula sweater that you should be trying to follow. There's some extra shots you're gonna throw in there for excitement but those guys that really know how to do a trailer, those guys are so talented because they understand that you're telling a story inside of a story. Trailers normally run for a minute, 30 seconds, no longer than 2 minutes, and extended trailers like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But inside that time frame, you're taking from beginning, middle, and end, and you're trying to get the audience to see the X, Y, and Z of how they got to A, B, and C. I remember that gun now. It's the same one that he shot at Nick Fury.
Is it? Is that the same one?
It's the same one that had the disc plate that he shot at Nick Fury in The Winter Soldier.
Okay.
And if I'm wrong, I'll be wrong.
I'm more than 100% certain that somebody is going to make that connection.
Well, I will say this in my defense, though. I think it's an upgraded version of the same gun.
Yeah, because I don't believe the one in Winter Soldier glowed.
Had right. I think it's an updated version of that gun. Like the first one was a prototype, and I think he may have upgraded it, just like he put his arm in the dishwasher.
He did use dish soap to brush his fucking teeth. God.
That's dangerous.
I love David Harbour.
He is amazing.
He does great work, and I'm so glad that they got him back for this. Did you see?
I'm glad he came back to do it.
Did you see?
He didn't have to.
At Comic-Con?
Stranger Things money is just fine.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't see him at Comic-Con.
So they're all doing so they're doing the Thunderbolts. It was either Comic-Con or it was D23 when they were doing like the first viewing of the Thunderbolts trailer. All of the actors are on stage, and they announced David Harbour. He's out in the crowd, and he's in full Red Guardian costume, and he's like, come on, guys, I thought we were all gonna be in our suits. Now you guys are making me look foolish. He had this whole bit going on. It's like
that is hilarious.
The man's comedic timing is absolutely,
and it's things like that makes you fall in love with those characters even more. Here's what I'm gonna tell you right now why this is gonna win, Spider. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't know what's going on in this trailer. This might be one of the only trailers that we watch. I have no idea what's going on. And maybe that's my ring rust. Maybe I've got to get back into this thing so I can identify what's going on. But here's why I'm telling you this is gonna work. For the exact same reason why we said we didn't understand what was going on, or at least I said I didn't understand what's going on in the phases. This is our first ensemble movie since the Avengers. This is our first team up movie since the Avengers.
I mean,
there hasn't been another movie that teamed up like this on this magnitude, this many players.
You mean
that you
Well, so
since the Avengers.
When you're saying
this is a Dark Avengers, is what I'm saying.
I disagree.
That's what I'm saying.
But you're saying ensemble movie as in the sense of people who were not a team before coming to become a team.
Correct.
So if that's the case, then the last ensemble movie would have been Guardians of the Galaxy because that came out. You talking about Avengers Endgame?
Yes.
So when everybody came from the portals at the end of Endgame. Okay.
Yes. Because that's when when Cap said Avengers, they were all deputized as Avengers. Because if you wasn't supposed to move. He wasn't talking to you.
See, and I don't necessarily agree with that because I don't think the 300
didn't put the call out.
I don't think the 300 sorcerers and the Ravagers and Howard the Duck and
he's only talking to Tony and Thor.
I think there was a caveat to. I think there kind of like. Going back a little, like only these first couple rows.
Iron Man,
Avengers.
No, not
everybody
Iron Man.
else.
It's fucking Iron Mongol. No, not Iron Mongol. It's Iron Patriot. I'm just playing. It's a war machine.
Because I don't think M'Baku got inducted into the Avengers.
He's an Avenger now.
I don't know.
You get the parking and everything.
I don't think they call him in. I don't think they call him in on the Zoom calls.
Well, so Wakanda has all the technology, but M'Baku doesn't answer calls.
Okay.
M'Baku is like
he screens everybody.
Carrots. Well, I'm busy eating carrots and beets and roots.
Just because he's vegetarian.
He made it clear. So don't disturb the man doing his chow hour. And plus, he's about to be the king of Wakanda. So we'll see how that goes.
This is true.
This movie is one that I want to see. I'm telling you, I have no idea what's happening. I know that they're a team. And if nothing else, they're a team. I don't know why Bucky's attacking them. I don't know why they became a team. I don't know who they're after. This is the type of situation that Suicide Squad had.
Right.
Not the Suicide Squad. The first Suicide Squad with Will Smith, Margot Robbie, which can be easily confused with the second one that had Margot Robbie. But this is that first Suicide Squad. You don't know what's happening. You don't know. And I don't know if my curiosity of what's happening is outshining the fact that you have A-list celebrities in it. Because this is the situation I think your A-list celebrities help you. Because this trailer doesn't give enough to decipher what's going on. It's like, hey, here's Valentina. Hey, here's Yelena Novova. Hey, here's the Red Guardian. Hey, here's Bucky. Hey, remember John Walker? He's in this too. Hey, remember Ghost? New mask. They're in there too. Hey, remember Taskmaster? Hey, new mask. They're in there too. Hey, you don't know this guy. He's Sentry, but he's in here too.
Well, as far as people know, he's just Bob.
Well, he's Bob.
Bob appears to be bulletproof.
Right, because what was Wade Wilson? Deadpool's guy. Everybody has in their universe. Peter. So Bob is Peter now. So Bob is Peter with superhuman abilities.
Right. But so let's
ask this real question because we keep it real here. So I don't know if anybody is watching this from this point in time. They clearly love us and love us enough to ride this journey. Is this a good trailer?
If its intent was to get people excited about the Thunderbolts movie.
Asterisk. Sign.
Thunderbolts asterisk.
Crazy as a star. Crazy star like a fucking asterisk. Shout out that way.
If that was their intent, then no, I would say that this is not a good trailer because, like you said, we don't know what's going on. If the intent
who the hell is Bob if I never know who Sentry is? We don't even know. It's like Bob is, like you said, bulletproof. Who is Bob?
If the intent was to get us excited about seeing all of these actors in the same movie together, then yes, they succeeded in that right. But I'm trying to think as far as, because when you have a superhero film, 9 times out of 10, when you're showing a trailer, you see the villain,
the antagonist.
You see the antagonist or the perceived, and I'll say the perceived antagonist, because the only reason my brain is making a connection back to The Flash, because it had the whole.
Wow. Oh, don't do it.
No. And follow me on this, because you're thinking about going into some secret government facility, releasing someone who has superhuman abilities that's been captive there, and that was the same thing that happened with Supergirl. So that's the only reason that my brain is making that connection. But in the trailer, in a trailer for the Flash,
the actors.
Yeah, in the trailer for The Flash, they made it seem like Zod was going to be the villain, because of course we knew it was going to deal with different timelines, because we had 2 Barry Allens, and so we see Zod in this new timeline. So we're like, okay,
which made no sense still.
I mean, it didn't make sense, but it was a villain that we were already familiar with, coming from Man of Steel. So if we do see Zod again, then we already equate, okay, bad guy, right?
Yes.
But now when you have a movie with John Walker, Taskmaster, Ghost, who were all previous antagonists in their movies, they were like, okay, clearly they're on a team together with Yelena, Red Guardian, Bucky, who were previous protagonists.
Yes.
So
not heroes,
just protagonists.
I think you chose the right word. Yeah. Protagonists, not heroes.
Exactly.
Like a Captain America and an Iron Man are deemed as hero. A Thor is deemed as heroes. Right.
But you take somebody.
Even Thor says that. That's what heroes do.
Exactly.
And then he hit himself in the face with a ball. But he's a hero is the point of what you're trying to say.
Yeah, but. So we don't know who we're rooting against, because we know that Yelena's here. We want to root for Yelena. We know that Bucky's here. We want to root for Bucky.
True, but we know John Walker murdered people in cold blood.
Right. So we don't want to root for him.
We know Red Guardian is misunderstood.
Right.
And he wants to protect his family. So we kind of rooting for him.
And then the thing about we seen Ghost was just trying to stabilize herself so she could live. And so she went about killing people.
Ghost doesn't talk in this movie.
She talked in the trailer.
Oh, I didn't pay attention to that.
The only person that didn't talk was Taskmaster.
If Taskmaster, I misspoke. Okay. I misspoke. If Taskmaster don't talk in this movie, Power Slap pulls.
And I don't know if the actress who played Taskmaster in Black Widow is the same person that's coming back to play Taskmaster in
You know what? The way they did Black Widow, I don't blame her for not wanting to come back, because golly,
it's her. She's coming back.
Okay, well, she deserved to come back, but I need her to have speaking lines.
And I think she is. To have speaking lines. Or is it somebody else?
Well, we'll figure it out. When does this drop? Because it didn't say.
May 2025.
Oh, it did say.
Not an exact date, but just in May. I mean, it says right there at the top.
Oh, well, I didn't pay attention to that. I was looking at Florence Pugh, as I should.
So yeah,
anyway,
so
May is a long time. Why would they drop this trailer now? To get the buzz simulating, you're gonna need to drop a better trailer, Marvel.
And then, because I mean, we already got the trailers that came out for Captain America, which is coming out in February 2025. And then outside,
Marvel has already stated they're only dropping 3 movies next year: Captain America, Brave New World,
Thunderbolts,
the Thunderbolts, and then some unreleased Marvel title, which will probably be Spider-Man.
Possibly.
I forgot what the other one is. There's something else.
Fantastic Four is coming out 2025.
Fantastic Four, yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. And you know what? As much as I hate that, I like that, and I can live with that. Having 3 Marvel properties drop in 1 year is a good year.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that.
Deadpool dropping in 1 year, like Deadpool is the only thing that dropped in 2024, and we just had to sit on that. Now, granted, like you said earlier, it does build the anticipation, but after Soar, you kind of like ready for the next thing because you can only watch that Deadpool fight scene for so long. So you need more content, and if it's not going to be a movie, it should be at least a TV show.
Well, and then that's where
3 movies and I think it's 3 movies and 4 TV shows is what the standard is.
Well, right now
because they have like What If 2.
What If season 3? Because we already had season 2.
Sorry,
but I don't think season 3 is coming out until 2025.
This is for my audio listeners. I'm ready to do the power slap again on Marvel because they're messing up. You can't follow X-Men 97 and not drop something right after that in your animated. Where's the Spider-Man First Class?
It's Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. That's supposed to be coming out later this year.
I'm gonna have to power slap somebody. I'm thinking of Watermelon, just so you can get the guts everywhere.
Okay.
Seeds. This trailer is not a good trailer. That's what I'm saying. If it's all things super, I'm gonna tell you right now, all the people inside of this trailer is super, even Bob. But it's not a super trailer. It doesn't get me excited. It doesn't get me. I don't know what's going on. I don't know anything outside of what my normal comic book reference can deduce.
If you're looking at it from the average moviegoer, right?
Yes,
the average moviegoer look at this trailer,
no idea what's going on.
Be completely lost.
This trailer has nothing to do. This doesn't pique my excitement. This doesn't get me riled up. If I don't know who Florence Pugh was, like if I didn't see Black Widow, I don't know who she is. If I didn't see, like we're looking at all Disney Plus, with the exception of Florence Pugh being in Black Widow type of situation. Well, I take that back because Ghost is in this, and she was in she was in Ant-Man and the Wasp, but
right.
That was 7 years ago. That's almost a decade ago. It's kind of hard, David Harbour's in this, but David Harbour is awesome. Stranger Things. He just is what it is. There's a lot. And Sebastian, listen, if the last thing you saw was Endgame, if you didn't watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you're like, why is Bucky here? So they didn't do any
if you didn't watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you wouldn't know why John Walker was there either. You wouldn't know who
John Walker is. So you're looking at, when we talked about taking B-list names, this is all B. This is BC, maybe even D. No offense to John Walker, but they don't know who you are. So it's hard to get people to get excited about this. I thought they would have cut a different type of trailer. And this is just a teaser. Clearly they're gonna drop
it's a 3-minute teaser, so
But I think they're gonna have to drop something else to explain more of the storyline or the plot or something. This could be the testing. This is a Marvel project. I can't say Marvel's backed by this though. I can't say Marvel's even close to being backed by this. I'm bringing up the conversation that we had earlier because the question was: is Marvel back? The success of X-Men 97, with the success of Deadpool and Wolverine, with the success of, you know, Loki season 2, because that's how it hit. It went Loki season 2, X-Men 97, Deadpool, Wolverine. So you're now looking at, well, that was good, that was good, that was good. Marvel's back. This trailer kind of makes me kind of hold off on saying Marvel's back because, again, I don't know what's going on, and I know Marvel will be quick to put these on Kingpin's eyes and say, you know, he's healed now, and he's now going to be the mayor of New York. I know Marvel will say the New York, as well as the rest of the Earth, has a million scrolls on it, and we do not have the temperament to tolerate another species on the planet, said by Nick Fury, which I find is really, really silly because he's married to a scroll. So again, if Secret Invasions is the bottom of the barrel, this is above that. But how far above that is it? Because outside of these huge names that clearly signed on to this stuff and became huge names or is associated with Marvel because they really enjoy it, we don't know what's going on. We have no idea. We just know the people. We know the characters. We know the parties that play, or the powers that play, but we know nothing else. And to me, that's just not a great trailer. This is not a good trailer.
No,
that's all I got.
I understand. I understand, and I agree. I agree. But for you average viewers out there, if you watch this trailer,
Sebastian Stan's in it.
Yeah. Lawrence Fishburne is going to be in it too.
Oh, whoa, Goliath?
Yeah, Goliath's going to be in it as well as Rachel Weisz. She's going to be reprising her role as Melina from Black Widow.
Again, star-studded cast. You have the opportunity to make something great, make it make sense.
Yeah. But for you average moviegoers and you average viewers, if you've taken a look at this Thunderbolts * trailer, let us know what you thought about the trailer. Did it make sense to you? Are you excited at all to see this movie? And you know, it comes out in just a quick 8 months, 9 months.
That makes 0 sense for them to drop this trailer this early. And I'm glad that they did because it give us, you know, the ability to come back to our people, Spider. What's going on? We missed y'all. So we're glad that they dropped something. I'm sorry that it is what it is, but I'm pretty sure they'll drop a follow-up trailer. If you guys annoy Spider long enough, I'm pretty sure we'll do a follow-up trailer reaction. But, you know,
if the people want it, we'll give the people what they want.
I want to be honest. This ain't it. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you, this ain't it. Outside of the the fan luster of seeing these phenomenal actors come together to do a project together, this trailer wasn't it. I don't know about the movie yet because I haven't seen it yet, but this trailer ain't it. You can put it on loop, but I was waiting for the shoe to drop, and outside of pew, 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 pew,
I mean, there was a shoe. We saw the shoe coming down the staircase, and we didn't see anything else after that.
I didn't even know I was waiting for that shoe to drop, and when they dropped it, I was not satisfied.
Still lost. We don't know whose shoe it is.
Okay, what is going on? I'm sure it's a Century shoe, or it could be a Scroll shoe.
No, I
mean Nick Fury shoe. You don't know. It might be Valentina's boot. Who knows what's going on? They do those. You know, Marvel will change the trailer on you.
Oh,
You'll come back in 6 months. This trailer will be different.
Oh, the trailer's going to be not even different. In it. But half the I don't think they'll make it that.
Yeah, you're crazy. You take her out of here. She's the best thing in here. Besides her and Ghost, there's the only female. Oh no,
Taskmaster and Valentina and Valentina's assistant.
Valentina is not going to get her hands dirty. I can guarantee you that. She's laughing all the way to the bank. She is. This is Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad.
Well,
this is their
version. People have been saying
version.
that from the beginning.
Yeah, but at the same time, can they pull this off? James Gunn's been the only one that's been able to successfully pull off a band of misfits and miscreants and make you love them.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what Guardians of the Galaxy was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's the only one that successfully do it.
Oh, well, yeah, that and the Suicide Squad.
This is a band of miscreants and misfits coming together to achieve a goal. We don't care about the goal. Let me go ahead and give you guys the crib notes on this. We don't care about what you're doing. We care about how you react with each other. And we know you're going to fight because clearly it's in the trailer, but how you come together as a group to get your mission achieved is what we're here for. If you don't establish that inside this movie, power slap ready. Get it ready, baby. Hold your face still while I size it up. And I do something unorthodox, letting you guys know right now. I don't put the powder on my hand, okay? I'm not trying to give you cancer. Even Spider-Man say he apologized for endorsing baby powder. I'm just gonna lick it and slap all the inside of your outer cheek loose.
I think that goes against COVID protocols.
Wait, what happened? I'm
pretty sure you cannot put saliva on your hand and slap somebody in the face.
I have to lick it.
That's still saliva. It's still a bodily fluid coming into contact with somebody else's face.
In your face.
But
Marvel.
if you like the trailer, let us know in the comment. And if you like this video, also let us know in the comments. But remember, if you like to go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel.
I'm slapping the shit out of everybody.
Hit the bell so you can be notified when we have new episodes that come out. If you want the audio version of the podcast, just search for All Things Super on your favorite podcast streaming platform. And if you want to reach out to us on social media, just click the link in the description below.
Hey, you did that like you never left, dude. I'm trying to tell you. You'll think that we
had
just
to come back to me.
Hey, subscribe so you can see when the next video comes out. Because who knows? It might be around Christmas. I don't know.
Yeah, we were gone for a minute, but we're going to try to be back and get back on the consistent schedule because we have more consistent things that are coming out now.
Spider, don't tell people that. We just took a mid-season break.
I said we were trying. You know?
No, we took a mid-season break like all the TV shows.
Like all the TV shows are coming back to Sweeps Week.
There you go.
It used to be all of the new episodes for the TV shows come back around the fall because kids were going back to school. So everybody's gathered around the TV in the evening times.
Wonder Years.
Out of all the shows, you went for Wonder Years.
What do you got against Fred Savage?
I don't have anything against Fred Savage.
He was in Deadpool.
He was in Deadpool.
He's in the MCU.
He's not in the MCU.
Not in the MCU.
Not officially.
Well, it's canon. It's canon now. So.
I don't think that one actually was canon.
What do you mean?
That special, because it was a special version of Deadpool.
Werewolf by Night was a special.
That was a special presentation. And I was already also in the MCU. But Deadpool, the special Fred Savage Christmas version, was different from the Deadpool theatrical release.
How much additional footage they added?
All of the stuff with him reading the story of Fred Savage.
So nothing in the movie was additional?
No, I'm not saying that the movie wasn't canonically is now retroactively part of the MCU. I'm saying all of the Fred Savage stuff is not part of the MCU.
Yeah, because it's not in the movie. It's additional footage to the movie.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's not. So Fred Savage is not in the MCU.
So it's kind of like Gilbert Gottfried when he was doing USA Up All Night. He's like hosting. What's the other lady that did that USA Up?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I loved her. You didn't see USA Up All Night?
No.
I am dating myself with this time machine that I have. I am showing that I am transitioning from the future to the past. I'm not old. I just can transcend through time.
Okay. Keep telling yourself that, Grandpa. We'll be back with our next episode of All Things Super. We appreciate all of you coming out to join us for this one. We love you and appreciate you. We will see you all in the next episode, but until then, just remember, keep being super.
Wash your hands. Oh.
Remember that too.